Hello, and welcome to Demon Interviews episode 167. I'm your host, as always, very shockingly, Springy, and I don't feel like doing a joke after a Pokemon Spider today, so we're going to carry on and join us today, the very special guest.
Hello, my name is Boxdara, and I am a cosplayer from New Zealand.
Awesome. Well, first question is, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm tired. I stayed up until 4 o'clock in the morning playing Genshin Impact, unfortunately, but doing good.
Always fun. Always fun. I would be staying up super long playing my new Pokemon game, too, so I can understand that.
Know the feeling.
I know the feeling, 100%. The next question, which I technically already know the answer to, but the world doesn't, or might. Have you ever been interviewed like this before?
Yes, 2 weeks ago, in fact, and you were there.
I was there. Yes.
And that's the only other time. Yeah, I think for cosplay, yeah, that was the only other time. But yeah, this is my second interview. How exciting.
Awesome. Well, definitely go check that out with, it's cosplay time. I was part of a thing that's called It's Toku Time. There's a thing where it's called Cosplay Tea Time. There's a lot of things for something and time, so it's a lot of things in my head.
Lots of times to keep track of.
Pretty much. A lot of things with cosplay and cosplayer, so it's like 18 things with the word something, cosplay, and time. It's
Oh my goodness.
But yes, it's hosted by Mr. Zoom. Go watch that. And yeah. When it's out, I'll hopefully be remember to link it somewhere. I don't know if we'll be out before this episode. Maybe this is technically your first one.
Oh, perfect.
Who knows? I don't even know. So the next question is going to be very fun, very simple question. Would you rather eat Cheetos or any sort of cheese chip? I learned from last time. Or go on a hike?
Ooh, I love cheese chips, especially cheese supreme Doritos. Ooh, that's a hard bargain because I do like hiking as well. Let's say if it's a beautiful day, I'll go on a hike. If it's an absolutely awful rainy day, I'd take the Doritos in a heartbeat.
Awesome. I think this is the most different answer we've had in a while. I think that's the secret
glad.
fifth answer.
Oh my goodness, I'm just awful at making decisions, so I'm always like, oh, I'll just try and put myself in the middle somewhere.
Yes, or both is also one of the secret answers as well. Just bring the Cheetos with you.
Perfect. Oh my goodness, genius.
Exactly. People can guess that you are a cosplayer from either a past guest or they're coming from your side of the social media sphere. Do you have any other new cosplays planned to do that you tell us about without me giving you a small fee of $5?
Yes, absolutely. So this is one that I'm wearing now. Is one of my newer ones. I haven't shot it yet. I haven't done anything with it yet. I've just been sort of trial running it and styling the wig and everything, and I'm really enjoying it. So this is Nobara from Jujutsu Kaisen. And I'm also working on a Dark Eldar build from Warhammer 40k. And I have a couple of cosplays coming from Genshin Impact, and at the moment I'm just saving up for another one from Genshin Impact because it's consuming my life at the moment.
I feel that. I have like 3 things that are consuming my life at the same time. It's hard. Oh
yeah.
But and none of them are productive. Anywho, so as you said, you go by Boxster Cosplay. I'm sorry if I butchered that horribly.
Oh no, it's all good.
On the social media platforms. Why did you choose that as your social media name and not something else?
It's okay, so it's kind of it's a weird story because it was my Tumblr handle for a bit, like back when Tumblr was like alive. I was like in high school and I was like, oh, Tumblr. And that was my username. I think it still is, but like I don't go on Tumblr. So you can go back and watch my like Star Wars obsession. It was just so bad. But anyway, so it was that, but it came from, I was like, I like space. So I was like, I'll put star in there. And then I was like, I like words that end in the letter X because I think it sounds really cool. So I was like, box. And then I was like, box star sounds dumb, so I'll put an A at the end. Box star. There we go.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it works. When it works, right?
When it works, it works.
And it's not taken on other social media platforms. It's even better.
Even better. Perfect. But it's kind of unfortunate because sometimes, because I don't often put my like actual name on the internet. If people know it, they know it. It's fine. But
yeah.
It means that some people just like shorten it and just call me Box, and I'm like, that's the funniest nickname you could think of. That's great.
Oh man, that just Box. Hey Box, how you doing today?
Yeah, I would have thought people would take like the last half. I'm like, oh, it's like Stara, which is like kind of nice, but no, they go for the box part, and I'm like, all right, fair enough.
Fine. So now I have to say the stereotypical YouTube thing of don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon. If you have any questions for our lovely guest here, if you ever get them back onto the show, we'll ask them your questions. Woo! And don't forget to follow them on all social media platforms. That'll be in the description below. Almost forgot the most important part of that sentence.
Yay!
So, what is the hardest thing about getting into One Year Cosplays?
Oh, it depends on the costume. Last night I got into my this is a really funny, well, it's funny to me. So I cosplay Anne from Persona 5. And that's that ridiculous red suit that she wears. And when I first got it half a year ago, so this is the hardest costume I have to get into. And basically I got it like half a year ago or something like that. And when I first tried to get into it for a photo shoot, it took 2 hours because there's zips and it's just ridiculously tight. It was like a 2-man job to get into. And then one of the zips broke, so we had to take a zip from another part and put it onto the other part and fix it again. And I was like crying. I was like, I don't want to get into the costume anymore. I'm done. And so like we finally got into it. And then I did the shoot and I was like, oh, these photos look really cool. This is great. And every time I look at the photos, I'm like, I should get back into the suit, knowing full well that it's just going to be emotional turmoil. But like 5 days ago, funnily enough, I literally had a dream where I was getting into the suit and I like life hacked getting into the suit in an easier way. And I remembered what the way was. And I never remember my dream, but I woke up in a cold sweat and I was like, I need to try this right now. And I did. And it worked. It took me like 10 minutes tops to get into the suit. And I'm like, oh my
wow. That's amazing.
It was good. I was like, thank you, dream self. You saved my life.
Awesome.
That's the worst suit.
Oh, I can understand that. I have 2. You saw me in the one Spider-Man, but I have 2 of them.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, I can understand the annoying zipper of hell.
Oh, yeah.
So the next question is coming from a past guest, a small guy, small cosplayer, very small, a Mr. Zoom _2028. It's a very long, very complicated question of bacon ?
With maple syrup? Yes.
That
was a very Canadian answer of me.
Okay. It's a very American question, so all over the place.
I'm very international today.
Well, the next question is coming from the same past guest. Even longer. Peanut butter ?
Absolutely. All day, every day. I'll shovel it with a spoon until I feel sick. I love peanut butter.
Same. That's why the peanut butter has to be kept away and not in my room.
Oh, yeah.
just hand me the jar of peanut butter. No, please.
And there's so many different varieties of peanut butter. You could just like eat it all the time.
You just live off of peanut butter.
Perfect.
This is the weirdest way the questions I've ever gotten, I think. But I love it so much. The next question is kind of a combination of them both. Bacon and peanut butter ?
I can't say I've tried it, but I am curious. I do like mixing foods that shouldn't be together. Just to try it. Awful. Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to eat, I don't know if have you heard of like pavlova?
I've heard of it. I do believe.
Yeah, it's like a meringue cake. It's like,
yes, I've had those. Those are pretty.
Yeah,
and interesting.
Yeah, and so my mum used to make it for Christmas every year. And for some reason, we were sitting at Christmas dinner, and I had the pavlova in front of me, and the tomato sauce was in front of me, and I was like, I could put that on the cake and see what that tasted like. I was like 6 maybe at the time, and I was like, I could totally try that, and I put it on the cake and I ate it, and my mum was like, what are you doing? Are you It was awful. I do not recommend it, but at the time I was like, I'm a genius. And Gordon Ramsay, I'm coming for your wig.
Your wig. I'm coming for your hair. I'm making it into a fine wig.
And I will wear it, and I will be the chef now.
I actually have tried it because I used that question a lot, and I actually recorded myself trying it because I had bacon, and I had peanut butter.
And you had peanut butter.
Exactly.
What was it like?
It was a little weird. It was pretty good. I'm not gonna have every single day or every single time I have bacon, but it was pretty good. It was pretty interesting. I had it almost like how I don't know if you like what we call like ants on a log, but it's just celery, peanut butter with raisins on top.
Ooh,
Ants on a log.
I might try that. That sounds good.
I don't love celery, but that is something that's pretty interesting. But the bacon, I had it pretty much the same thing, but I didn't dip the thing into the jar because I would get in so much trouble. But I tried it, and it was very interesting. It was much better than I thought it was. I thought I was gonna start recording. I thought it was gonna be like like one of those like put every single sour thing into a blender and see if it tastes good type of thing. Like
Yeah.
And it was interesting. I haven't had it since. I recorded myself doing it. It's on Demon Interviews' Instagram page. It's still on there right now, I do believe.
Oh, perfect. I'll have to have a look for research purposes.
Good. Exactly, purely research. It mainly tasted like whichever you had more in your mouth, if that makes sense. Like if you had more peanut butter, it tasted more like peanut butter, almost like what I imagine crunchy peanut butter tastes like. Because it feel like because crunchy with peanut butter, and then bacon is just kind of like almost like a sweeter bacon as well. If you have more of the bacon side,
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting.
I think the strangest juxtaposition for me would be the textures.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but if you put enough peanut butter on it, then you just forget about the texture sometimes. Because at the time I think I had it wasn't like hard crunchy, but it was it was like cooked. It's like right between crunchy and
a nice crisp.
Exactly, a nice little crisp and stuff. So like it blended. It wasn't like brick hard or slap it against the table and it shatters or something.
You can use that bacon as a weapon.
Exactly. Just start throwing bacon stars. Go.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Well, yeah, it was an interesting taste. Not gonna lie. 100% for like episode like 1,000 or 200 or something. We're just gonna like get a lot of people on, be like, have some peanut butter and bacon with you, and just like record reactions. I would love
that would be perfect. I would love to do that.
Hey, I mean that's only 33 episodes away. I could probably start planning that now. Start seeing who wants to be on, and then just start either like do like a clip show of people's reactions.
Start gauging interest for people who want to eat bacon and peanut butter. Let's go.
Exactly. But the next question, carrying on, this is coming from a fan on Instagram. What is one thing you regret doing on camera, either for photo shoots, fun little videos, or anything along those lines?
I have. I don't think there's anything I regret doing in front of a camera, but I've got there's so many outtakes from like photo shoots and music video things. Like a couple of weeks ago, we did a drone shoot, and there's a fantastic clip of like the drone flying towards me, and then they like didn't stop it soon enough, so it's like right in front of my face, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like just as 2B, so it's like it's so strange. I think another one that I really like is a behind the scenes video of one of my photo shoots where I'm like doing the set and I'm talking to my photographer who's like who I know personally, and I was talking to them and they couldn't hear me over the music, so they shouted and I got a fright and just screamed really loud. It's a great clip. I find it funny. It's
always fun. Well, have you ever gone to any conventions before?
I've only ever gone to two conventions. And here in New Zealand, we have like the big main convention that is kind of situated in different cities along the country, which is called Armageddon Expo. And it's kind of been put out because of COVID. I haven't been since April of last year, which really sucks because I was going to go at the end of last year, but it got cancelled. And I was like, oh, okay. But there was another one that I went to. It was my first one, which is like a small local convention that's like organized by local people and people that I know, and it's just like a really nice little community thing, and people come in. There's like little Smash tournaments and artist tables. It's really cute. But yeah, so those are conventions I've been to, just two, but I hope to go to more. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I've also only been to two, so.
Oh, there we go. We're on the same page.
Exactly, same page. But the next question, technically you already answered the next question of how many you've gone to.
Oh, well, there we go.
There we go, 2 and 1. Next, there's a few. Is there any upcoming cons or any cons that you are dreaming that you'll be able, let me restate that real quick. Is there any upcoming cons you're hoping to attend to, and is there any cons that you hope to attend in the future in general?
Absolutely. I think under COVID, like any convention would be nice. But like there's so many like Armageddon Expos that I want to go to this year, but that are kind of a little bit like on the rocks because we're in our alert level red, which means that gatherings over 100 people cannot go forward. But I think overseas kind of things, like I know about, oh my goodness, the name escapes me. When I read the names, I know it, and I'm like, I want to go to that. But then when I try and remember what it is, what is like PAX?
PAX is one of them, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of that one, and I think that one looks really, really cool. And there's one in Australia that looks cool as well, but I can't remember what it's called. But I think it's situated in like Melbourne. And I think we were talking about something in San Francisco last time. What was that one?
What was San Francisco? I know we were talking about San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, San Diego Comic-Con. That's right. Sorry, I got the Sans.
It's fine. You got part of it. At least you weren't like Nebraska Comic-Con. I'm like, I think that might be a thing, but it's not. It's not the level that we're talking about here. Sorry to the 2 people in Nebraska who's watching this. But next up is going to be, what is your favorite convention memory from like the 2 that you're able to attend to so far?
I loved so at Armageddon, especially in the city that I'm in, there's a local artist who makes, do you know like worms on a string?
Oh yes.
Yeah. She makes worms on a string of varying sizes. You can get little ones, you can get normal sized ones, and you can get massive ones that are like what is it, like just like over 1 meter long, and they're really big. And there was this little kid who was walking with their dad. I think their dad was dressed as Spider-Man, and the kid was, I can't remember what the kid was dressed as, but they had like a matching costume. And this kid had bought one of the giant worms on a string, and he was walking through the convention dragging it behind him, and he was parting the Red Sea of like cosplayers and everything who were just like parting ways so that he could get through, because it was like it's a weirdly shaped convention center that's like a big ring, so there's not a lot of room, but yeah, so everyone was just like, oh, everyone move out of the way, this kid's got a worm on a string, let him pass. And I think that was really sweet. That's probably one of my favorite ones.
Oh, and for all the American viewers who do not know the metric system, real quick, that would be 3 feet and 3.37 inches.
Oh my goodness, I totally forgot.
No, you're fine. I looked it up. I looked it up. I promise. This shows a number, but yeah. So you're good. I looked it up for all of them because I also did not know. So it's like a meter. Okay, that's not a football field.
For reference, I'm 168 centimeters. That's 1.6 meters. tall, and the worm would have been about, like, if you lay me next to the worm, it would have been like almost the same height as me.
That's always fun now, isn't it?
I know, I'm just like, I could only imagine the parents being like, okay, well, now you've got a giant worm, what are we going to do with it?
Okay, so question about the worm. Was it just like one thin
No, they
neural,
like,
or was it like a thick thing as well?
it was a really
also...
thick, fluffy worm,
Oh
and it
my
was like
God.
rainbow, and it was like furry. It kind of like starts off massive, and then it kind of like trails off into like a smaller tail. They're awesome. I love worms on a string, but like, oh, this kid was like living my dream. I want one so bad.
Oh yeah, like I can just imagine it because I thought it was like it's comparable to its size, but then I also thought like, is it just like a normal size, but it's just like super long? They just like glue a
No,
few of them together.
you could like cuddle it. It's massive. It's so good.
Golly gee willikers, Batman, that sounds awesome. Now the next question is going to be, if I can find it. Would you keep a pet zombie or would you kill it?
Ooh, tough question. This is a question I'm going to ask my mum as well, because she is obsessed with zombies, and I think that would be a fun conversation starter. If it was like a situation like from Attack on Titan where Hanji is keeping like Sawney and Bean, and they're like restrained, they can't get her, I think that would be fun. If it's just like a feral zombie in the wild, nah, I'd kill it.
Yeah.
I don't have the upper body strength to fend anything off. So I'm just going to be like, no, I'm just going to eliminate the problem now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, kind of on the same theme as that, coming from a past guest, a Dark Mina the Gone, who would you be in a horror? What trope would you be in a horror movie?
Ooh, you see, I like to think I would be the final girl, but as much as I try to make smart decisions, just like I just have the worst luck. So I'd be tripping over everything. So I think I'd be like, there's always like that first, or maybe it's the character who like knows what's up and is like, hey, that's a bad idea, but dies anyway. You know what I mean?
And does the thing anyway as well. Like,
yeah, absolutely. I am absolutely the person who's like, don't do that, and then does it anyway.
Yeah. Man, there's a scene in the new Scream movie that's just hilarious, and it follows that same type of thing, and I loved it so much.
Oh, perfect. I can't wait to watch that movie. I love Scream, so I'm like...
Let me tell you the whole thing.
Perfect.
So the next question, it might be a little bit of a deeper question, and that's a serious might be deeper, not like it's not another question about food. This is also coming from a past guest, I'm gonna butcher this name horribly, Mimoy _ Miyagui. I'm so sorry. If I remember, I will link the episode so they can say it better. The question is, what does cosplay mean to you?
Ooh, like this question. It's, I think, because I'd wanted to cosplay for a long time growing up, and I'd always admired cosplays, but I didn't get to start until like the beginning of the start of 2021 was when I started cosplaying. And I think to me, it's kind of like the ability to, to me personally, it's the ability to kind of step into a different set of shoes and kind of like play a character. I really like theater and performance. My career outside of cosplay is music. So it's kind of like a different form of performance. And just kind of like being able to celebrate the characters and the source materials that I like love and grew up with in a different way, because you know how there's like fan artists and all that kind of stuff like that, and it's like cosplay is another really cool creative outlet to celebrate those things. And I know I have a cosplay friend who loves cosplay for the craft, and you know, she's just really talented and uses cosplay as a way to kind of like outlet her abilities as a seamstress and a wig styler and all that kind of stuff like that. So there's lots of different ways that it can mean a lot to someone, but for me it's kind of like the whole celebration of nerd culture and the theatric side of it as well.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time we actually used that question, so yay.
Oh, wonderful. I'm glad to have christened this question.
Well, and the question is very happy to be christened by you. Let's hope I use that word correctly, because that's a new one.
Don't worry, I think I possibly used it wrong as well. I was just like, oh, this is the only word I can think of right now, so let's use it.
It's fine. It's fine. So, the next question is coming from another past guest, a Harley F. Quinn. What are those?
I want to come up with like a really witty answer, but my brain isn't moving fast enough. My brain just instantly went to boy.
I mean, that works.
I would say, what are those? And at the moment on my feet are socks covered in holes. So that's what they are.
Just like the last time, I'm still not wearing socks or shoes. Well, technically, last time I was wearing a suit for my feet.
You got built-in socks.
Exactly, built-in socks from Amazon.
It's a sock for your whole body.
Exactly. I mean, that's basically what those types of suits are.
I've got a couple of them, and it's like a whole body, like.
Yeah, pretty much. And so, who is your biggest cosplay inspiration or inspirations if you have multiple?
Oh yes, so many. So I think for cosplay crafting, and she makes it look so easy. It's Kamui Cosplay. And I watch her tutorials and I'm just like, I could do that. And then I'm in the middle of like building a sword at the moment, and like it's so hard and she makes it look so effortless. And I'm just like, are you serious? This is ridiculous. But I think in terms of like another part of cosplay that I really like is the like the photo shooting and like the bringing the character to life through photography and all that kind of stuff like that. And so in that regard, it's it would be Shirogane Sama and Ovsian and Xenon, who are all Russian cosplayers, because I don't know what they put in the water over there, but Russian cosplayers are on another level. Like,
yeah.
But they're absolutely incredible, and just their work is insane. And Xenon works with this amazing photographer who does like 3D modeling called Akuno Hako, and his stuff is just insane. And I'm like, I want to do stuff like that so badly.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, because like I recently tried to make like some armor, like, and for like a alternate universe of a character, and it's not that great. I'm actually gonna be 3D printing some parts to make them look
3D
better.
printing's so cool. Yeah.
Yep. I would be running my 3D printer right now, but it's literally right behind my screen. So that'd be a little bit
like background music.
Just somebody starts like making a track out of it. Just
yeah.
Next up is going to be checking everything. Does the content you make and put out into the world, is it the ones that you enjoyed making the most that get the most attention, or is it the ones that surprise you?
Oh, it can be a mix, because there's some things that I put out that just do really well, and I'm like, okay, I don't know why that happened. And sometimes things that I really love, or like things that I have fun making, I think sometimes like the audiences can tell that it was just like so much fun, and I think that's kind of why people respond to it really well, which is nice. And I think most of the time that's with my TikTok content, because it's like, it's cosplay, but we like to jest and have fun with it, so there's lots of jokes and people respond really well to that. But on my like Instagram or something like that, sometimes it's the jokes. Like I did a 2B holding a slice of pizza, and people like loved that, and I was like, it's literally just me in a white studio holding a slice of pizza. I'm like, it's the easiest thing I've ever done, but people were like, yes, 2B holding pizza, let's go.
Yeah. I completely understand that because I have a video on the ye old tickety talkities, and it was me dressed up as the marionette from Five Nights at Freddy's that's lining my wall,
Oh, yes.
and it was the audio for like Bill Cipher being like, which puppet are you gonna choose? Be like, and I was dressed up as he's also known as the puppet, so it's like I did that horrible joke with a at the time amazing cosplayer for Bill Cipher, and yeah, and that went real well. I don't know why. At one point, the audio for it got taken down. I reposted the video, and it did well again.
Oh my goodness. People
I
must have
was
just really loved it.
exactly. I was like, okay, then. I was not expecting this to work out today.
I know. It's like
Time.
my most popular TikTok is like this dumb video. Well, you know the trend that was going around where people would like get their phones in front of their pets and like zoom in and out of their faces like really aggressively. It's I have a Tubi statue and I dressed up as Tubi and did it like that. And it's just like my most popular video and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
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 I feel like I use my hands a lot. I don't know why.
Oh, don't worry, I do too. They've got a mind of their own. They're just doing their own thing.
Exactly, and that's I always do like there was a skit on Saturday Night Live where somebody was playing Justin Bieber and they just kept on going like doing like random like teenage boy stuff. And I'm like being like like doing like the stupid things like that, and like my brain is now just always doing like this
Boy.
and always that too. It's like and like
It's so
I've
good.
never seen that meme either. Like I just do that just because.
I think one of my worst gestures that just like happens automatically is like a imagine as like a video game character, you have like an idle animation or like if something good happens as a celebration, I'll like whip. It's awful.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
I started doing it unironically and it hasn't gone away and I'm just like, this is probably the worst thing I have in my gesture arsenal.
I 100% agree with that. I have a lot of those things too. But next up is going to be, have you ever created a cosplay because someone suggested it to you, as in someone in a comment section, so one of your friends, one of your family members, so on and so forth?
Yeah, so I think the first one I ever did that was kind of like a sort of a commission. I don't know, someone asked me to do it. Was Major from Ghost in the Shell. That was really cool. That was probably one of my favorites. And at the moment, my mum is like bullying me to do Celine from Underworld.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh, actually, that would be pretty cool because I have I'm getting a Chat Noir from Miraculous Ladybug suit. And I'm just like, well, I've got a corset I can put over there. And if we just get a black wig and then go stand in the rain in the dark for a little bit, it'd be perfect.
Just stand in the rain in the dark. I mean, yeah. Awesome. Well, trying to check everything. Who from TikTok, Instagram, so on and so forth, would you like to do a collaboration with in real life, as in saying like doing a photo shoot, video, so on and so forth, whichever thing you wish to do?
Because I know that Shirogane Sama and Ovsian are also on TikTok. I'd love to kind of get in there, collaborate with them. Cy Westwood is another one. There's M Fox, who she follows me and I follow her, and I was like, oh my god. Miss Brie Cosplay is another one. She's absolutely lovely. Fukuro and Lainey Cos as well, who are just like, their content is honestly on another level, and I'm like, please teach me your ways. And also Nora Fawn, who's just like every single video she does just does not miss. It's amazing. And I'm like, please, I need to know how you do these things, please.
Yes. Oh, and I can completely understand the oh my god, where they're following me back, because like on a recording, someone who I was following for like a long time followed me back while we were recording their interview. Like they were like, what? Because it was me and my friend who were both interviewing them, because we used to have a co-host. But and she asked like, "Hey, what are you guys' TikTok names?" I'm like, "Okay," and I gave her mine, and then like I looked down because I had to make sure I was saying it right. I looked down and it just says this person followed you back, and I was like, okay then. That was
Oh, that's so exciting. It's like how I I joke. I did some TikToks on like Sister of Battle from Warhammer, and there's like the quintessential Warhammer TikToker, Wes Hammer, who's like the man. I call him Mr. Warhammer because he basically is Mr. Warhammer. And he followed me, and I was like, no way did Mr. Warhammer follow me. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I love when that happens so much.
It's so exciting. It's like, I'm like, wow, I've been recognized. Wow.
Oh my god. I feel validated now.
Yes.
Um. So this is going to be the second to last question on my list, and then I have even more, shockingly. But
Amazing.
I know it's shocking and amazing. More questions. Who is your favorite character to cosplay as?
Ooh, they're like children, and I don't like choosing between them, but I do have my favorites. And I feel like my answer changes every single time. Sorry, I'm looking off screen because I'm looking at my pile of costumes.
I can just look forward. Mine's there, and there, and there.
Oh my gosh. I think in terms of female cosplays, I really love Aerith is one of my favorites, and I feel like I don't wear her enough. It's so beautiful, and I'm just like, I love Aerith so much. And I just recently got because I cosplayed Jinx a while ago, just like her League costume, but recently I got her design from Arcane, and I love Arcane. I've seen it like 5 times. I can't stop watching it. And I love it so much, and I'm just like, oh, I love Jinx. So that's probably a couple of my favorite sort of like female cosplays. And in terms of male cosplays, because I have a couple of those, it would be Link from Breath of the Wild, because he was like one of my favorite characters growing up, and so getting to cosplay him was like a euphoric moment. I was like, oh my gosh, I'd never want to take this off. I literally cooked dinner in it. And I think I've also got, I haven't worn it yet, but I want to, but I have 9S as well. So hopefully one day I'll put together a 9S costume, but it's a beautiful jacket. It's like made of like velvet, and I'm like, oh, I just want to wear this like casually, like outside, but it's a little too fancy just to wear out on the street, but it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah. I completely understand what you were saying about your Link cosplay, because that's what happened when I first got my black suit Spider-Man from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3, because I was like, oh my god, I'm Spider-Man.
You have the moment where you put on the costume for the first time and you're like, oh my god, I am.
I am them. Even though there's a gut, but I am. I'm not Peter B. Parker.
I am Peter B. Parker.
Exactly.
Let's take this again from the top.
Yes, exactly. That's just that's my explanation to why they're all a little big, because why they all look a little bigger than Spider-Man usually is. I'm the Peter B. Parker version.
I think Peter B. Parker was probably one of my favorites from Into the Spider-Verse. Peter B. Parker and Spider-Gwen. Yes. And Spider-Noir was also fantastic, but mostly because he was voiced by Nicolas Cage.
I know, right? They got like some like big people do voice acting in that. It was interesting.
They had John Mulaney in there as
as Spider-Ham.
As Spider-Ham. And I was like, when I heard him talking, I was just like, is that John Mulaney?
It was great because I didn't know who he was before Spider-Ham, but I didn't know he was voicing him. So I watched some of his stand-ups on Netflix, and then I was like, wait. And then we were just looking up the cast of Spider-Verse, and I was like, oh my god, that's John Mulaney.
I know, because I loved John Mulaney, like coming out of high school and like going through my first few years of university, like watching all his specials, and like every second sentence out of my mouth would be a quote from like one of his specials. Yeah. And then when I heard him in the movie, I was like, oh my god, of course they would cast him as Spider-Ham. That's amazing.
Yes.
It was like the quote where he's just like, I just washed my hands. That's why they're wet. No other reason.
No. Yes. That's like one of my favorite TikTok audios too.
I'm like trying to find an excuse to use it. I'm like, what's a good bit I can use this audio for? Because I love it.
Yes. Now the last question is coming from my past guest once more. A Ultra Geek cosplay of Pepsi or Coke.
Oh, it's Pepsi, and I literally have some right here. I drink copious amounts of Pepsi. It's awful. I get like told by people being like, please drink some water. And I'm like, no, it's my gamer juice.
Yeah.
Please. But no,
Only
Pepsi,
you.
hands down. I haven't drunk Coke in like such a long time because I tried Pepsi once and I was like, no, this is it. This is all I need. I'm done.
That's all
Pepsi.
I don't need other liquids in my life. Just this.
No, this is all I need, and now my body has just adapted, and this is my water now.
Yeah. My blood is part Pepsi.
It literally is. It's so bad.
Yeah.
I owe like half of my university degree to Pepsi Max fueling me.
Oh, I can understand that because I have a zero sugar Coca-Cola right here. I don't care. It's the same for me. But anywho, we're going to carry on my wayward son, and my poor friend who got hacked on Instagram is sending me DMs of his post lying about Bitcoin.
Oh dear. Ooh.
Yeah. But my poor friend it's having a whole issue right now, where the bot posted something to his account and is now spamming people's DMs with it. Like, this is the second DM I've gotten from that account about
Oh no.
how Bitcoin changed his life.
Oh, that's awful. I hate things like that.
I thought the post was weird, but that's a whole other conversation.
No, I know.
He barely forks up $10 for this show. Why would he do 200 to Bitcoin? No, okay. But now we're going to go on to the final 4 questions.
All right.
Do you have any questions for me as an individual or about the show in general?
I guess an interesting question. How long has this been a thing for? What is the history?
The history. Oh, golly gee willikers, Batman. Let me see when exactly the first episode came out. Let me double check. I know I should just have it on my calendar at all times, but I have to double check.
Should I have an anniversary date, to celebrate?
Yeah. It actually, I think our 3rd year just passed, actually.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
3 years ago from... Where is it on here? Is it not gonna tell me the exact day? No. Okay, I'll look at that later. But 3 years ago is when we first posted the first video. It was in January, I do believe. I think it was like early January of that year. So.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, it would be almost exact. Oh yeah, no, because it's February now. Oh.
Yeah, I know, right?
The constant progression of time. Wow.
It's hard. Yeah, it's been 3 years now, and as long as we have more subscribers than YouTube videos, we'll keep going.
Awesome. That's wow. I haven't even been cosplaying for that long. That's amazing.
Yeah. And I am I'm not that good. Anywho, do you have any other questions, comments, or concerns?
No. That was. I mean, it's nice to know sort of like the origins. I think that's quite fun.
Exactly. Next question. I try not to do the weird prayer hands again.
It's alright. I'm used to it.
Or like the stereotypical Italian thing, like just not.
Just
correct.
add spice to your sentence.
Exactly. Mainly when it's in rhythm with how you're talking.
It's like visual punctuation.
Exactly. But the next question is going to be, would you ever like to come back to the show in the future for an interview or like another project as well?
Absolutely. Just like anytime, just flick me a DM about like something you want to do, whether it's an interview or whether it's a project you want me to be part of. I'm like, cool.
Awesome.
Providing time zones are forgiving.
Oh yeah, always. Yeah, always. Time zones are crazy sometimes. I always understand that. But the next question is going to be, who would you like to see on the show in the future?
Ooh. It would be, I would love to see an interview with Kamui Cosplay because I love her so much. She's amazing. But yeah, probably her, because I'd love to like see her answer questions about like her craft, and I know
Bacon.
she's got such an amazing, and bacon. Yes. I'd love to know her opinions on peanut butter and bacon at the same time.
Yes, always.
Personally. But yeah, Kamui Cosplay, I think. I need to know more about her genius.
Yes. We will attach a machine and just like suck it out of their brain and then just sell it.
Perfect.
Yes. It's like that one like gamer bathwater. Just sell it online. Make a whole store out of it.
Cosplay crafted genius juice.
Yes, exactly. Just put it like cosplay juice, and then like people will buy it not knowing what it is.
I'll be like, what is it? Is it? Do I put it? Is it like glue for my costume?
Just like sprinkle some of the genius onto one of the cosplays.
Be like, it is now done. It's like a garnish. It's like
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing, but my brain could not think of how it just thinks of this. It doesn't think.
You gotta flip it around.
You gotta flip it around and turn yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Make sure you get the full arm in there.
Yeah, it's like the
Full arm, full elbow, exactly. But the last question is, who would you like to see on the show in the future? Nope. This is what happens when I do 2 interviews in a row. That's why I'm wearing the same outfit, people. 2 in a row. Up. Do you have any questions for a future guest? There we go.
Ooh, this is fun. Now I want to come up with something creative, like baking. Ooh, who would win in a death match if you maybe no death match, but like a smash brawl of main characters from PlayStation, main characters from Xbox, and main characters from PC games.
Ooh.
Yeah, if you could pick one from each, who would win?
That'd be interesting.
And we can see which console makes the stronger characters.
Yes, and then whoever wins that goes against Nintendo.
Oh, I forgot about Nintendo as well. Yeah. Oh, they'd have to go up against like all of Smash.
Pretty much. Oh wait, isn't Master Chief in Smash Brothers? Or is that like some sort of fan thing?
I think they're. Oh, is that a mod?
Might be a mod or like a fan video that was made or something.
Maybe, but
real?
that's really funny.
I know there was like some weird. There's like Steve from Minecraft in there.
I think that's legit. Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite is the Wii Fit lady. I think that's quite funny.
I know, right? Now I'm looking it up to see like who the hell's in this. Everyone's here. That wasn't like the tagline of it. Isn't the tagline for like everything like that?
Something like that.
Oh, characters. There we go. Thank you. Oh, no, it's not. It's just showing me web articles. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, that's when it first came out. Well, I will look at that later because I don't want to use the time that we have left. But with that, thank you so much for being on the show. I highly appreciate it.
That's okay. Thank you so much for having me. I also appreciate it. It was a very lovely way to spend my Sunday afternoon.
Awesome. Well, and thank you all for watching. Don't forget to follow our lovely guests on all the social media platforms. There'll be a way to get to all of them in the description below. And at least I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.